My name is Elijah Wilson. This is the Battle of Shiloh and the turning point in the Civil War. The Civil War was a major event in the United States history because it decided what the country would become. At first, many people thought the war would be short and not very deadly. However, early battles showed that this was not true. One of the most important examples is the Battle of Shiloh, which took place in April 1862. The Battle of Shiloh was a turning point in the Civil War because it showed how violent the war would be. It proved that leadership decisions were important and changed how people understood the war. Before the Battle of Shiloh, the Union had already won some important battles in the western part of the country. They had captured Fort Henry and Fort Donelson, which gave them control of key rivers. This helped them move deeper into the South. Historians James M. McPherson explains that these victories raised North morals and threatened the Confederate defense line in the West. Because of this, both sides knew a bigger fight was coming. Union General Ulysses S. Grant moved his army near the Tennessee River, while Confederate General Albert Sidney Johnston planned a surprise attack. Both armies were preparing for a large battle, but they did not fully understand how intense it would be. The battle started on April 6, 1862, when Confederate forces attacked early in the morning. Many Union soldiers were not ready, which caused confusion. Larry J. Daniels says the Confederates achieved almost complete surprise, driving Union troops back in confusion. Fighting lasted all day, and there were many casualties. Even though the Union struggled at first, they held their ground in some places, including an area called the Hornet's Nest. This area became important because Union soldiers kept fighting there for hours, which slowed down the Confederate advance. During the night, more Union soldiers arrived to help, and this gave them a better chance to recover. On April 7th, Union fought back with a strong attack. This forced the Confederate army to retreat. One important moment was when General Johnston was killed during the battle. After the Confederate army had trouble staying organized, Earl J. Hess explains that confusion in Confederate command after Johnston's death reduced their ability to coordinate attacks effectively. On the other side, Grant stayed in control and kept pushing forward. This shows that leadership decisions played a big role in the outcome. It also shows that losing a leader during battle can have a serious effect on an army. One of the most shocking parts of the Battle of Shiloh was the number of casualties. About 23,000 soldiers were killed, injured, or missing. This was much higher than people expected. McPherson says the losses stunned both North and South and shattered illusions of a quick war. Before this, many people thought the war would end quickly, but Shiloh showed that it would be long and very deadly. Families on both sides were affected by these losses, and it changed how people at home viewed the war. People's understanding of this battle has also changed over time. At first, many focused on bravery and heroism. Later, historians started looking at mistakes and leadership problems. Timothy B. Smith explains that the memory of Shiloh has shifted, reflecting changes, attitudes about leadership, sacrifice, and national identity. This shows that the way people think about history can change over time. As more research is done, people begin to see the events in a different way and understand them more clearly. The battle also had long-term effects. After Shiloh, the Union was able to keep moving into the South and gain more control of important areas. It also helped Ulysses S. Grant become more well known as a leader. His actions during the battle showed that he was willing to continue fighting even after facing early problems. Even though the war continued, this battle gave the Union an advantage and helped shape the future military plans. In addition, many people in the North reacted strongly to the battle. Some were upset about a high number of casualties and blamed Grant for being unprepared. However, President Abraham Lincoln supported Grant because he believed Grant was willing to keep fighting. This shows that leaders sometimes had to make difficult decisions during the war. Public opinion did not always match what military leaders believed was necessary. Another important part of the Battle of Shiloh was the experience of the soldiers. Many soldiers were not prepared for how intense the fighting would be. The loud noises of guns, the confusion on the battlefield, and the number of injured soldiers made the experience very difficult. Some soldiers had never seen that level of violence before. This changed how they felt about the war and made them realize how serious it was. These experiences also help explain why the battle had such a strong impact on the country. In conclusion, the Battle of Shiloh was a major turning point in the Civil War. It showed how violent the war would become and proved that leadership was very important. It changed how people thought about the war. The large number of casualties shocked the country and made it clear that the war would not end quickly. It also long-term effects on strategy, leadership, and public opinion. Because the Battle of Shiloh played an important role in shaping the rest of the Civil War.